Alright, hello people. This is my new rant review of Robocop 2014. I made the review, uploaded it, didn't check it. Usually do. Don't know why I didn't, and it ended up being a second long. I went through the whole editing process and all that stuff, so I don't know. Whatever. Something went wrong. Here's the new version. It's gonna be faster, seeing as I've already done this before. The short version, it was below average, but not the worst movie I've ever seen. Although remakes fundamentally are for lazy douches, but I'm not gonna get into that. The good version, the long version with the spoilers, the good parts. The first scene was unequivocally the best part of this movie. It could have been a better movie if it was about Robocop in a foreign land and just wrecking shit and freedom fighter Robocop, something new, something interesting, basically. Instead, no, it's an exact, complete and total rehash of the basic story of the first Robocop, and it's worse in every way. Fundamentally, it's a revenge flick. That's what it is. At the end of the day, he's trying to solve his own murder and get back at the people that killed him. The problem is, it's so nice and shiny and clean now in this new version that it just doesn't fit the theme of a revenge flick. It's all about getting down and dirty and gritty and, doing bad things. They give him a fucking taser in the remake. A fucking taser. Come on. It doesn't fit the theme or the tone of the screenplay at all. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. It's terrible. What else? I guess that wasn't good. I'm already into the bad. I can't wait. Was there anything else good? Everyone was complaining that he looks like Batman now. If you look up like images of RoboCop in the black armor, they put like Batman ears on him and like the utility belt and all this shit. I didn't hate it. Although I do think the old RoboCop had more contrast, the silver and the black, and it looked more robot. Now he looks like a fucking ninja. He looks like a dude in a suit. Really. Now, take away how good the suit actually looks or doesn't look. He looks like a human, a regular person in a suit. He doesn't look like a robot at all. Or a cyborg or whatever. He literally looks like some cop they stuck in a ninja suit that's going around, doing cartwheels and shooting the shit out of people. For better or worse, that is a downside. It doesn't look like RoboCop anymore. But the suit itself, I don't know, I didn't hate it. I liked how it had the Knight Rider kit, like red strobe light thing on the face plate or whatever. That was pretty cool. I don't think there is any other good, honestly. So let's just get into the bad. The supporting cast have nothing to say in this movie at all. They are completely wasted. Gary Oldman and Michael Keaton are trying. Abby Cornish can't really show any emotion, apparently. It's, I don't know, physically impossible for her. Her husband just got blown up. She kind of runs out and like runs back in the house, and that's it. We don't get any sense of how emotionally devastated she is. Later, when she's in the hospital or when they're trying to repair him and all that stuff, she's trying, but it just ain't working. I'm not buying it, honestly. I'm not buying what she's selling. What else? Yeah, the stun gun was stupid as hell. Who the hell thought that was a good idea? Anyways, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Jackie Earle Haley as the main villain. Michael Keaton's not the real villain. Michael Keaton is not the guy that RoboCop keeps facing off with throughout the movie. He's not. He does face off with him at the very, very, very end of the movie, but it lasts all of like 5 seconds, and they have lines between them during the movie, maybe 2, I think. One at the very end and like one when they first meet. That's really it. There is no back and forth between RoboCop and Michael Keaton. There's just not. He's not the villain of the movie. Jackie Earle Haley is. They have 2 different fights. One where Jackie Earle Haley has these like drones backing him up, which is a really boring fight because they don't stand a chance. Basically, this is when they first make RoboCop, and he's a badass, and he just like runs to the room, blows them all away, and then stuns Jackie Earle Haley or something like that with his stun gun. But there's no back and forth. There's no sense of him being in danger, so who cares? Later on, he fights him again, and he's already injured. So again, there's no back and forth. Jackie Earle Haley instantly has the advantage because RoboCop's basically in pieces. And then his buddy on the force shows up and just saves him. Again, not a real fight. Nothing. There's nothing interesting there. There's nothing to sink your teeth into. Which is really unfortunate. I mean, you have this really cool character, Robocop. He should get a badass boss fight. You know? Technically he fights the Ed 209s, but the fight lasts all of like a minute, maybe. And again, it's really one-sided. He's kicking their ass, and then one of them falls on him, and he has to shoot his arm off, and then they shoot him in the back. And that's it. Really, really, really lame. Really underwhelming fight with the Ed 209, which is the iconic Robocop character. It's not even really Robocop. That should have been a badass fight. I mean, think of the setup. Robocop plus 3 Ed 209s equals awesome, right? No, it was lame. What else? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Abby Cornish kind of blew. They didn't use his kid enough. They kind of brought him into the story for a half a second where they say that his kid is having trouble coping because, you know, his father got turned into a robot. Technically died and then got turned into a robot, and he doesn't see him anymore. And boo-hoo, sad face. We don't get any real scenes with the kid, so we don't actually know that he's sad. You see this little, like, montage thing of Robocop looking up to street cameras and seeing him with a sad face, but that's really it. You don't ever actually get to, you know, sit down and talk to the kid and get a sense of where he's at, that kind of thing. So that part was really, really wasted. Let's see, what the hell does that say? Blah, blah, blah. I can't read my own writing. I don't know. I'm gonna skip. Oh, right, yeah. The climax of the movie is Robocop breaking his programming. That's the big deal. For the last half of the movie, maybe a third of the movie, he's brainwashed, basically. He's not himself anymore. At the very end of the movie, he wants to shoot Michael Keaton, and Michael Keaton's like, I got the red bracelet. You can't shoot me, I got the red bracelet. You know, you're programming. And no excuse, no rhyme, no reason, no nothing. He just shoots him. You get no idea why he can do that. I mean, if he really is a cyborg and he really is programmed, they should give some kind of reasoning why he successfully broke the programming. No, he like stutters for a second and he's like, oh, I want to shoot him, and then he just shoots him. And that's it. That's the end of the movie. It was hard to really care about that scene at all because, like I said, Michael Keaton really isn't in the conflict with Robocop much. He's behind the scenes, but there's no real face-off until the very end, and it's really lame. Most of the gun battles were terrible. Like I said, the one where he's fighting the drones at the beginning was really bland. Later on, he fights a bunch of thugs in a darkened room, and you can't see anything because the camera work is terrible. And it's too dark, and it's just like flashes of light whenever he shoots, and it's all stylized, and it's really hard to follow. Later on, he has the Ed 209 fight, which is probably by default the best fight in the movie, but like I said, it lasts all of like a minute at most. He like crawls under one of them, and he's like shooting them, and they're shooting at each other, and they can't get a beat on him, and then it's over. And that's it. Really, really short fight. What else? Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, no gore. Again, in a revenge flick like this, you expect there to be lots of gore and a big body count and blood and guts, and you don't get any of that. Fucking stun guns. Let's see. Oh yeah, the best scene in the movie, the one, like I said earlier, the one at the very beginning where it's the terrorists in, I think it's Iraq or something like that. They wanna bomb the drones to win one for the home team or whatever, to send a message. Even though there's 2 reporters right there, and the drones have already proven that they're not as successful as they're not all they're cracked up to be, because these suicide bomber guys aren't even noticed until it's too late. So why didn't they bomb the reporters? That would have proven that the drones are ineffectual, right? No, they bombed the useless drones. What is that proving? That's not proving anything. I mean, that you can blow up unmanned drones, who cares? No, that's their purpose. Their purpose is to be there so human beings don't get blown up. You're just proving that they're working. The suicide bomber guys at the beginning had no idea what the hell they were doing. It just didn't make any sense. Still, it could have been a much cooler movie if it was Robocop in Iraq. You know, or Robocop offshore doing, you know, clandestine missions for the military. And is it right and is it wrong? And, you know, he finally decides to fight for the rebels or something. I don't know. That could have been a much more interesting movie. We don't get that. You get all that, all like 3 minutes at the beginning of the movie of that, and then the whole rest of the movie has nothing to do with that at all. They never go back to Iraq. They never go offshore again, off American soil. I think the plant they put them together is in like China or something, but again, you don't get to see China. He kind of runs out and you see some rice fields, and then he falls over, and that's it. So you don't really get any sense of the bigger scale here. He just goes back to America, and he sits in one city, and he does his little Robocop thing, and the movie ends. That's it. So that beginning section of the movie, which is probably the best part, has nothing to do with anything else, sadly. What else? Everything takes a backseat to the action, and the action's not really good. Like I said, none of the action scenes are particularly memorable or good or interesting or anything, honestly. I think they put all their eggs in one basket and then failed in that one aspect. Really, the only thing this movie didn't fail at is looking really, really shiny. Everything looks shiny as hell. Everything is sanitized, and it's all Disney, like, family friendly, and I don't think there's any cursing. There's not any nudity. There's no gore. There's no blood. There's no guts. Fucking stun gun. Even Robocop, even when he gets damaged, it looks like his armor is like made out of plastic, and there's no blood or guts coming out or anything. It's just like, holes in plastic. He gets shot, and there's like holes in his plastic armor. That's it. That's what it looks like. So it's hard to care. It's hard to care about Robocop when you can't get a sense of the visceral violence that is going on. It's all just, it's too neat. It's too nice, too fucking shiny. It's too fucking shiny. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. Didn't like Robocop. Didn't hate it. I've seen much worse movies lately. This just wasn't good. Bottom line. I reserve my seething hatred for much, much more hideously grotesque piles of garbage than this. This was just uninspired. Honestly. Let's see, is there anything else? That's probably it, honestly. So this is the second version of this rant. Hopefully this one edits and encodes and uploads and all that correctly this time. I don't know what the hell happened last time. I think everyone thought it was a joke. It was supposed to be a joke, which was better than I had planned or whatever, because that's obviously I didn't know it was 1 second long. Everyone thought that it was supposed to be funny, and I don't know, whatever. It wasn't. It was supposed to be an actual rant review, so I can't take credit. Anyways, Robocop rant review 2014. I'll see you guys next time.